Hello everyone, Emily here. I hope everyone is doing well after the holiday. Right now for me it's the day after Christmas and I'm doing part 2 of my video on my corner to corner baby blanket I'm making. My last video I did lay it out on the bed so you can see how big it is. I did work on it some more so it's bigger. I want mine to be an even square, so I'm going to be decreasing on each end as I go. So I'm going to start decreasing here and then I'm going to decrease on the other end also. So we're going to do that right now. It's absolutely beautiful. I love this color. This blanket is for a boy. So here I was going along here, and I'm going to go into my stitch here. This is going to be my last chain 2 and my 3 double crochets. But instead of doing that, I'm going to do a slip stitch in there. Because remember, we're going to start decreasing. So this is going to start, here's the bottom, it's going to start going this way. Okay. So I'm going to turn it right away and we're going to do some slip stitches. Now slip stitches are where you can see I just put my yarn right in the back, pulled it to the back. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 slip stitches. So I'm going to go into this first stitch right here. I'm going to put my yarn, my needle through, grab my yarn, pull it through, and pull it through the yarn on my hook. And I'm going to do that again in the next one. I'm going to pull it through. That's a slip stitch. Makes a nice ending here. And I'm going to do it again in this next stitch. So that's a total of 3. Okay. Now, here where you have the chain 2, which was a double crochet, you're going to go in there and you're going to do another slip stitch. So I guess you're doing a total of 4 slip stitches if you count that one. And then you're going to chain 2, that's counting as a double crochet, yarn over. We're going to do our 3 double crochets for a total of 4. So you can see how we made a corner. So we're going to keep going this way. We're going to keep going. And then when I get to the other end, I'm going to do this again and I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to come back here, and when I get here, I'm going to do the same thing I did here. I'm just going to do my slip stitch and I'm going to turn, do a total of 4 slip stitches. That's going to include the one that's going to go into my chain 2. But you can see here, this is the corner. So we're going to start decreasing. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the other end, and then we will decrease some more. Alright, so I'm really excited because you do know when you start decreasing, at least for me, since I'm making mine a square, I know that I'm halfway through it. So I'm pretty excited. So I went to the other end and I'm going to go ahead and do a decrease. So I want to show you again. You can see this little lip here. This is going to be my last combination of these little squares that I'm going to do. And when you do the other end, you'll do the same thing. Now, if you wanted it to be oblong, like I said, you wouldn't decrease this side, you only decrease the other side. So I'm here with this last little box, and I'm going to do a slip stitch in it. I'm going to go into that chain 2, slip stitch. Oops, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take it and turn my work. I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to just put it back there behind there. And remember, I'm going to do a total of 4 slip stitches, and the last one will be in this chain 2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to grab my yarn, pull it through, pull it through. Go to the second one, pull my yarn through, pull my yarn through. Don't make it too tight because you don't want it to start bunching up. So that was 2. Here's 3 and 4. So this is my other side. So you can see this, how it's starting to do a square. And here's my other side. So there's my 2 ends. They look really good, don't they? So I'm going to go ahead and go to the other side. I'm going to show you how to do the ends a few more times because doing the slip stitches can be a little difficult sometimes. You just need to see it a few more times, I think. But I'm excited now because I know I'm getting to the end, and every time I do a decrease, that's just less stitches I'm going to do until I get to the very end. I'm here at the end. I went back to the other end, and this is what it looks like. When we were going this way, this is what it looked like, and now we're coming back. So when you see your point here, your corner, this is going to be our last little box that we're going to make. So now it's easier to see where you're going to go in to this chain 2 and do your slip stitch. Now you can see that this needs to come up to make your edge. So you just turn your work, and remember we're going to slip stitch 1, 2, 3 and then go into this chain 2. So I'm going to go into this first one, and I took my yarn and I'm just putting it in the back. I'm going to grab it and do 1, 2, 3, go into my chain 2 right here, do my 4th slip stitch, my 4th slip stitch and chain 2. Isn't that pretty? And this really seems to go fast for me. Doing the first part went pretty fast, and then when you start doing your corners, geez, look at how fast it seems it has went. So now we're just going to continue regularly. So when you come up this way, you're doing 1 little square, and then you turn around, you're doing another little square. Seems to go real fast.